You know, I've been talking, Johnny, you and I have talked about this a little bit, to some civil rights leaders from the 1960s, mainly because of the Maafa Project and this eugenics, which they knew about back in those days. And one of the things that you keep hearing from these guys is that there may have been people out on the front lines in the newspaper that got all the publicity and the NAACP and organizations like that, but that the real heavy lifting was done behind the scenes by people who were not on television and who were just doing the day-to-day grunt work of the civil rights movement. And you know, you see that in the pro-life movement too. It's not always the people who are on television or you know, in Congress or large national organizations in Washington, D.C. Most of them are figureheads and they really don't do a whole lot. And I came across this story the other day that was, I think, pretty neat, from Alabama. A woman named Vicki Klein, and she's a sidewalk counselor. She just walks back and forth in front of the abortion clinic trying to talk to women who are going in, and she saves babies by, you know, occasionally talking one out of it. She's been going to the same abortion clinic, and she's been on that sidewalk every day for 33 years.
Wow.
The level of commitment of something like that is mind-boggling when you think about it.
Sure.
And we've got people all over the country who are doing things like this and who are dedicated to this. And we all see them. If you travel around to different pro-life groups and you see these people, and some of them live in poverty because of their commitment to
You know, they're the best people in the world.
Right.
I've met them. They're fantastic folks.
And whether they're doing sidewalk counseling or some other thing, they're committed to it,
Right.
and they stay with it, and they, you know, sacrifice for it.
And always a few people in pro-life movement that know about them and know who they are. Like in North Carolina, we have a group called the Creemore Sisters. They're 3 older ladies that have been constantly out in front of the abortion clinic for years. You know.
Well, you know, I was in Boise, Idaho, several years ago. This has been many years ago, doing a speech at one of their banquets or something, and they had a picture up on the wall of, it was just snow in front of this abortion clinic, and these footprints you could tell had been going back and back. And it was a nun who prayed the rosary in front of this abortion clinic every day until she died. And somebody had taken one. She was the only person there. The snow was, you know, knee deep or something, but she had been out there walking back and forth. You could see and they just took a picture of the sidewalk where she had walked in the snow.
She left.
Yeah, I thought that was so neat. Find out what you can bring to the table.
Right.
You know, I have people call me all the time and say, how do you become active in the pro-life movement? And I tell them, what I did is, I took a personal inventory. What am I good at? What am I bad at? I'm going to avoid the bad things, let somebody else do those. Whatever I'm good at, I'm going to try to figure out how I can make that work inside the pro-life movement.
Right.
And everybody can do something. Everybody can do something. And, you know, you never know where all this leads. And he mentioned again the nun who walks back and forth, and you see her footsteps in the snow there. That was so many years ago that the babies that she saved are now adults.
Right.
And I bet you that the vast majority of them don't even know
That their mom was headed to the clinic.
that their mother was just yards away from paying some goon to kill them.
Yep.
You know, they don't even have any idea about that. But as he said, God knows it.
Yeah.
They don't know it. And this nun may have died without knowing, you know, how effective
And most pro-life activists do. I
Right.
mean, imagine we never get to see the lives that we've impacted.
Right. We never know.
Rarely. Every
Right.
once in a while you do.
Every once in a while. I've had a couple of instances like that. But generally, you don't. You have to go on faith. You have to believe what we're doing makes a difference. And everybody can do something. I'm telling you, people can make a tremendous difference. We see this on a daily basis, that this happens across the country where you have people like this.
Yeah, thank God for it.
And don't get discouraged over the fact that the Coleman people, you know, get what they get. We can bring that up as a debating point or as a point of interest, but don't let that discourage you. You know, don't let their success. I mean, the Bible even talks about that. Why the wicked prosper?
Right.
You know, well, that's above your pay grade. Don't worry about it. You know,
Fret not thyself because of evildoers.
right? Exactly. Just
Well,
do.
here's a little point of fact that we can be encouraged on, and that is that abortion clinics are now about 600.
Right.
But the Crisis Pregnancy Center model is about 3,500
Right.
in the United States. So we vastly outnumber the abortion clinics.
Well, but the fact is that when I started Life Dynamics in 1992, we did a mailing list because we did a mailing to all the abortion clinics in the country. There were 2,126. Today, you're talking about 600.
Right. A little less.
And so over two-thirds have permanently closed in that length of time. Don't think for a minute that we're not winning. We are winning. And the battle's going to get more vicious. We've talked about that here. The closer we get to beating these people, the more vicious they're going to become.
Just to an end is we got to keep it going.
Yeah.
He's got to keep putting up the billboards. People got to keep standing out the road signs. They got to keep it.
Call
Don't back down now.
their bluff on it.